Hey folks, and welcome to this week's workout. Today we have an upper body dumbbell workout. We have 3 moves. We're going to do 8 reps of each move, kind of back to back. Then we're going to rest, and we're going to do them again for 8 rounds. Ideally, we're going to try and rest for as long as it takes us to complete the 8 reps of each move. And our 3 moves, we're going to do a seated overhead press, a bench press, and a dumbbell row. So I'm going to use this pair of 17.5 kilo, kettlebells, they're not kettlebells, they're dumbbells. So I'm going to do 8 overhead presses from a seated position with my dumbbells. Then I'm going to do my chest presses, 8 reps of those, then 8 rows. Then I'm going to rest. Between each round, I'm just going to chalk it up on the whiteboard because otherwise I'll probably lose track of what number round I'm on. If you haven't got a bench, you can do this on the floor for your presses instead. You can do floor presses, bring the elbows all the way down to the floor and then pressing back up. And you can do standing shoulder presses instead of seated ones. Choice is yours. I just thought I can use the bench, so I'm going to go for that. Okay, so we'll start for round 1, and we'll start with the overhead presses. So we're just trying to take them as far overhead as we can. And if you're using a bench, you can use the backrest if you want to. I wanted to do them without the backrest. Then on the bench press, hands start over the shoulders, take the elbows wide, bringing the weights as far down towards the chest as you can, then pressing back over the shoulders. And then, like I said, after 8 of those, we're going to come into rows. And then after the 8 rows, there's when we'll rest. And we just try and take an adequate amount of recovery before we go again. With our bent over rows, slight bend in the knees, we're hinging forward from the hips. We're trying to take the elbows back towards the hip and up, driving the shoulder blades back in together so we engage the lats. And we can allow the shoulders just to round a little bit at the bottom so we get that extra stretch into the lats, and then we can really focus on retracting them. But we don't want to allow it to cause the back to round, so we're trying to avoid that round in the lower back, trying to keep that chest lifted. So grab a drink whenever you need to. The aim is to try and do the rounds unbroken, so going from one exercise to the other without having to put the weights down. If you need to put them down though, put them down. The first few rounds are probably going to feel okay. But as we get further into it, it's going to hopefully start to feel a little bit more challenging. We're trying not to rush through the reps. We're keeping good form. Good technique throughout. Two rounds done. 6 to go, if we can. So I picked something like this to do a video on because I thought a lot of people might have dumbbells at home. So you can do this workout at home, or if you're traveling about in a hotel gym, they normally have some dumbbells. And it might be you just want to chuck it in at the end of one of your workouts as a little bit of a finisher. Then you can do that too. Not everyone's lucky enough to have a home gym. So yeah, just thought all you need is a pair of dumbbells and it'd be good fun. A little bit of a upper body pump, a little bit of a challenge. That's good. We're trying to keep the same weight throughout the workout as well. Starting to warm up a little bit on this cold day. Yeah, I thought also starting with the shoulders first, probably the toughest exercise, or the one that's going to fatigue the quickest. Oh, I must have got to chalk that one up. That would have been frustrating. Doing an extra round. Okay, so we might find that some of the rounds take a little bit longer than others, especially as we get further into it. You can take a little bit of rest between each exercise. We should still try and keep hold of the weights if we can. I know the shoulders are already starting to feel it. Just a little bit. Oh, 4 rounds down today. 4 to go if we can. If you feel 8 rounds of 8 is too much, you can always do 6 rounds, 6 reps instead. Again, just try and find a weight you can use for every exercise. This workout's only for a little bit of fun. Or at least what I consider fun. Not everyone agrees with me with that. It definitely gets more challenging though. So like I said, 4 rounds down. Oh, we got 4 to go if we can. Definitely getting harder on those shoulder presses. That's definitely where I'm fatiguing the most. Don't rush your recovery time though. That's just as important as the work. And I put in a little rotation into the shoulder press. It just allows me to get that little bit more range of motion with the dumbbells. If I hold them this way the whole time, we're going to bump into the shoulders. So by starting with them with that little rotation, I just feel I can get my hands a little bit lower. And it's allowing me just to add in that extra range. It's also quite nice as well, like our shoulder joints can move in a magnitude and multitude of ways. And so it's good to be able to use them or feel strong and comfortable with different movements through them. So adding a rotation is just one of the many ways that the shoulder can work, rather than just straight pressing the whole time. Well, we've got things like Arnold presses where we add more rotation in as well. Like I said, it can move in multiple ways. I thought I'd explain that while I was resting, rather than trying to explain it while I'm pressing overhead, because that's a little bit harder to keep talking. Yeah, I like that little bit of a rotation. I do strict ones as well, where I don't add in the rotation. Oh. 6 rounds done. 2 rounds to go, and it's definitely feeling a little bit spicy on the shoulders. I did think about swapping the moves round, doing shoulders to rows, then to bench, but I thought as we would already be seated, it might be easier to go from the seated presses to the bench presses and then to the rows. Again, if we're doing this on the floor, you can do Z presses as well if you want to, making it even harder for yourself with no backrest. I like the challenge of doing it without the backrest as well. You can't lean into the rest and press off the bench that way. Really working hard into the delts without that backrest. These last 2 rounds are going to be difficult. But that's part of the fun. A little bit of a challenge. Oh. Shoulders are definitely working hard. Whew. Oh, one more set, one more round. 8 reps of each of those moves. Whew. And my delts definitely feel like they're on fire. I also like to add in, when I'm using the dumbbells, there's a little bit of that rotation on the rows as well. And we're coming up, starting with the hands, palms almost facing in towards me, maybe at a little bit of an angle, and then just a little bit of a rotation in the forearm as I come up, so I can get that deeper range of motion. Because if we're using a barbell, we're limited by where our stomach is, because that's where we'll hit with the bar. So it's nice with the dumbbells to be able to get those elbows a little bit higher sometimes, and the rotation adds into it as well, allows me to get a little bit more of a squeeze through my back. I like it. You don't have to add it in. Oh, a little bit longer, 15 seconds. And we'll last round. 8 overhead presses, 8 dumbbell bench presses, 8 dumbbell bent over rows. And then that will be 8 rounds. Okay, let's go. We've got this. Eight overhead done. Oh, 8 bench done. 8 rows to go. Whew. And there we have it. That is our upper body pump workout done. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel for more workouts like this. Check out the previous ones we've done. They're all good fun as well. If you have any comments, please either send me a message, drop a comment below, but please do like the video. It really does help. I hope you guys have a great, fantastic rest of your week, and take care. I'll see you in the next one.